Good evening and welcome all of you out there in Zoom territory, those watching us on Facebook Live and on Twitch, and to our YouTube subscribers who will be watching this in a day or two's time once it's been uploaded. We have yet another great show, as always on a Wednesday, for you guys and girls and everybody else. So I'm going to stop wittering and move straight on to our first performer, all the way from the Isle of Man, a fantastic magician and a spooky guy, Michael Kelly. Hi there, Michael.
Hi, Karen. Thank you. I'm not going to be quite as spooky tonight because I know that two of our regulars have birthdays this week. Both Milena, who's just had a birthday, and George, who has one just coming up. And I thought I'd like to do something for one of them. And since I can't do both tonight, I'll do something for the other next week. So something nice for one of you, but who'd like to go this week? Either Milena or George, please.
Go, George.
Oh, George is the message in the text, Michael.
Okay, let's go, George. George.
Sorry, I am here.
Okay, no problem. It's your birthday, and I'm a fortune teller. And I wanted to tell you a fantastic fortune. I want you to have the best year ahead that you can possibly have. And so I have selected a tarot card for you. One that I think is an especially wonderful card, which would give you a fantastic year. Unfortunately, I can't just give it to you because, of course, it doesn't work like that. You have to have agency, George. You have to choose your future. And I'm really hoping that you'll be on the same wavelength and have a fantastic year. So I have to give you a choice, though. Now, I've tried to make it a good choice. And you only have to choose from 6. I've got 6 little mini tarot cards here, and I'm going to pop them in envelopes. We've got the Ace of Cups. They're all from the suit of cups. That's the Ace. We've got the 2 of Cups. There's the 3 of Cups. The 4 of Cups. The 5 of Cups. You'll want to watch that one. That's the only one of the 6 which is not quite so good. So I'm trying to give you a choice out of mainly good things, George. You may not trust me to do that because I often like things to go a little spooky, but not tonight. We want you to choose well, and that's the 6 of Cups, and that is the last one. I'm just going to give these a bit of a mix, George. Obviously, they went in there in order. You probably won't be able to follow them consciously, but I'm hoping that unconsciously you will, and you'll choose well, because I want you to pick the best possible future for the year ahead. So we've got 6 envelopes, 6 futures. Let's number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Which one are you feeling drawn to, George?
I'm always a number 2.
You're always the number 2. Let's see. Okay, that's number 2. You've picked the 3 of Cups. And that's a pretty good future to choose, George. The 3 of Cups, you can see them there. Cups in the air, dancing around. It's an increase in happiness, in love, and in friendship. Fantastic future. And in fact, that's exactly the fortune I'd wish for you.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, George.
Thank you.
And thank you, Kevin. Back to you.
Hey, fabulous. Thanks very much. Just for full disclosure, it's my birthday tomorrow as well. So I expect presents from everybody. So I'm waiting. Right. Okay. From the Isle of Man, thank you, Patrick. Over to the USA to one of our regular performers. Well, he's sort of regular because he's often working because of the hour difference. And today he's working yet again, but he sent us a video. So welcome along in his absence, S. Patrick.
All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How are you?
Good. Yeah.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear at 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. We are going to start off the day with an experiment. I thought I'd try to change it up a little bit, mix it up a little bit. But I have a question for you folks. How many of you have ever heard of subliminal advertising before? There you go, most of you in this room. A long time ago, when the world was very ancient and people used to go to drive-in movie theaters on the backs of dinosaurs. They used to watch an outdoor movie on a big white screen. And the movie theater owners would put in a little snippet, one little film clip of a cheeseburger and a Coke. Now, when you were watching the movie, your eye couldn't see it because it would go by very fast. But your brain, your subconscious brain, would catch the image, and it would make you hungry, and it would make you thirsty, and you'd go to the snack bar, and you'd buy a cheeseburger and a Coke for like 25 bucks. Kind of like the hotel. No. So I thought that I could maybe do some subliminal advertising to one of you. Now, it's harder to do subliminal advertising one-on-one without the aid of technology, just with the words that I say and the motions that I do and the inferences that I have, and maybe a wink and a nudge and a nod. But we're going to try it anyway to see if we can actually subliminally advertise a product to someone here. So to that extent, I'm going to need a volunteer to come up and help me out. Let's see here. Let's see here. You look like a good volunteer. Michael, if you would come on up on stage, and if you guys would give Michael a huge, gigantic round of applause. Thank you for volunteering. Michael, here I have 5 different products that I'm going to try. One of the products of these 5, I'm going to try to subliminally advertise to you using subtle gestures, certain words, certain tones, things like that. The first is a rare earth magnet. The second is a new watch or a clock. The third is a new jacket or a coat. The fourth is a new home, just like that. And the last one is a refreshing adult beverage of your choice. So we'll take these products and mix them up, just like this. Mix, mix, mix. Perfect. And we've got 5 products here, since there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is up to you to give us a number between 1 and 5. Now I want you to think about that number for just a moment, because I've already, in case you haven't noticed, started subliminally advertising one of these products to you already. I've used certain words, certain nuances, little touches of extra speech. It's already starting to work, I can tell. So, if you would be so kind as to give us a number between 1 and 5. 2. 2, very good. So, what we're going to do now is use your number to eliminate 4 of these 5 products. The way we do that is we take the cards and we place one card underneath from the top to the bottom of the pack for 1, and then 2, and then we eliminate 1 product, the rare earth magnet. We then repeat that process, 1 and 2. Sorry, we've eliminated the refreshing adult beverage. We'll do it one more time, 1 and 2, and this time we've eliminated the new home. Sorry. And I think we have to do this just one more time, if I remember correctly, Mike. So we've got 1, 2, and we've eliminated the clock. So we've done that 4 times. We've eliminated 4 different products. There's only 1 product left for us, and that is the coat. Which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, is the actual product that I was trying to subliminally advertise to you. I'm glad it worked. Give Michael a huge, gigantic round of applause. Oh, I'm sorry, you probably need some sort of proof that I did what I said I was going to do. Well, that's okay. We will do that because you see all of these 4 cards right over here, Michael? They don't have anything on the backs. But on this one, the coat, there's a message printed on the back that says that you will choose the coat. But folks, I wasn't so sure with this group. If I grab somebody up to have them volunteer to do this, sometimes you guys are a little different, so to speak. So I wanted to kind of hedge my bets. I wanted to double up the subliminal advertising. So I added 1 extra layer, Michael, of subliminal advertising, and I don't know if you caught it, but let me show it to the people, if you would be so kind. Guys, this product right here, this rare earth magnet, if you turn it on its side, it looks like a C. If you take that clock or that watch, it looks like an O. If you take that house, it looks like an N. And if you take this refreshing adult beverage, Michael, it looks like a T. And that spells out C-O-A-T. Coat.
Thank you, Patrick. Terrific stuff. Let's hope we can grab him live again one of these weeks. Moving on, we're staying in the USA, and we're going down from Pennsylvania, where S. Patrick is, down to Texas to meet Robina, our next act. So just getting the music ready to queue up. Come on, Robina. Come on in, please. Lovely. Thank you, Robin. Hey, thank you. Take a bow. So that was Robina in Texas. Now, Robina has a husband who is always in the background and never, but apparently he is also a magician. So Robina was live, but we managed to get David Pierce, her husband, to do a pre-record. So welcome back to Texas, and David. Thank you, David. David is deaf, so I'm giving the applause in this style. Right. Okay. Where were we on the running order? Oh, yes, the man with the balls. Coming up next, Mr. George Smith. Come on in.
Good evening, everyone. What a pleasure to perform again. What a couple of acts to follow. That's really unlucky for me. They say in the trade that the cups and balls is the oldest magic trick in the world, dating back to ancient Egypt. Now, I don't know a lot about that myself because I don't perform the cups and balls. I'll tell you why I don't perform the cups and balls, because you have to have your balls very well trained. And unfortunately for me, my balls are very unruly. I'll show you what I mean by that. For example, if I take one of the balls, I want to go out for magic with it, I take it and I put it into my pocket. As I'm about to leave the house, I go through my pockets looking for where the ball might be, and it's gone. It's gone from my pockets, and in fact, it's back underneath the cup. Now, you might think it's unlucky to have one unruly ball. You really might, but actually I've got a pair of unruly balls. Because the same happens with the second one. What I'll do is I'll put it into my pocket, and as I'm about to leave the house for magic, I'll go through my pockets again, and the unruly ball is back underneath the cup. How am I going to get one of these to come out with me? That's what I figure. How am I going to get one to come and do some magic? Maybe I'll trick it. I'll take the ball, and what I'll do is I'll put it under the cup, and then maybe I'll trick it to go into my pocket. I can sneak out. So I take the ball and I put it underneath the cup, but already the ball has vanished. I think, brilliant. I've snuck it into my pocket, but alas, the unruly ball is back underneath the cup. I think to myself, how am I going to get my balls in order? I know I'll make one of them lonely. I'll take the two balls and I'll put them underneath the second cup so its friend doesn't know where they are. It'll be lonely. It'll be lonely and desperate to come out with me at that point. I'll put it into my pocket and thinking, brilliant, I can go and do some magic with one of my balls. But alas, as I go to leave the house, I check my pockets again, and underneath the cup, all three balls are there. So I think, how am I going to take these balls out with me to perform? I think to myself, I know what I'll do is I'll take all three of them and I'll put them into my pocket. That way they're together. Maybe it's me that they don't like. When they're together, they'll stick together. But alas, as I'm about to leave the house, I go through my pockets again and they've disappeared. And you know where they are. They're just going to be underneath the cups again. But worse than that, they have their own little fruity party without me. And even worse is when they invite their sour friend along as well. And that's why I don't perform the cups and balls.
Excellent stuff.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, George. Thank you. I think we left you on screen for a little bit so you could take a bow, but you just sort of stood there.
Yeah.
So taking the bow. Okay. From George down here south in the USA over to a surprise guest, a late addition to the running order. Kipp, you're going to tell us exactly which part of the USA you come from. Welcome on board, Kipp Sherry.
Oh, thank you, Evan. I'm from Boise, Idaho. That's not Iowa. Iowa is corn country. Idaho is potato country. We're over next to Washington and Oregon and all those places. Very important that you get the states right because, you know, as they say, birds of a feather, we like to flock together. We have a lot of Californians moving into Idaho. Don't care for it. Got a lot of Washingtonians moving into Idaho. No, no, no. You got to be born and raised in Idaho, or at least live here 25 years before you're accepted as an Idahoan. Birds of a feather like to flock together, and that's what I'd like to demonstrate here today with a little card magic. You see here I have 1, 2, 3, 4 aces, and we're going to set them right there. The aces, they like to flock together. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 jacks. And the jacks, they like to flock together. I'm going to set the jacks over right here for right now and show you the kind of chaos that's created if we take one of the jacks from the jacks pile and we put it over here with the ace pile. And then we take one of the aces from the ace pile and we bring it over here and put it on top of the jacks. Now this creates a lot of chaos, like Californians moving to Idaho. You see, we don't like looking at Californians that much, so we asked them if they would do us a favor and just turn around and go back. Well, they misunderstood us and they just turned around and showed us their back. We really wanted them to go back. Matter of fact, what we really wanted is we just wanted to instead be hanging out with our own kind here. Idahoans, or jacks, are all together now. But the Californians, you know, they're over here and they're going, wait a minute now. We thought we were over here with the Idahoans. No, these are Californians. And look, by golly, all the Californians, now all of a sudden, oh, they're hanging out with all the Californians. And now there you have it. You have the Californians hanging out with the Californians. You have the Idahoans hanging out with the Idahoans. Or as we like to say it here in Idaho, birds of a feather like to flock together.
Thanks very much, Kipp. Nice to see you. Right, okay, we're sticking in the USA and we're popping down to the panhandle of Florida and meeting our good friend down there, who again is missing in action but sent us a video. Richie Nash. Excellent. Thank you, Richie. I need to learn that because cost of living going up, everything going up all the time. My milk bill is rising dramatically. So I'll be on the phone to Richie later. Right, back to the UK and to a good friend of mine who's been with us on and on over the months, and he's back with us again tonight. So big welcome to Parry. Hi there, Parry. Come on in.
Hello, Kevin, and hello, everyone else. I hope you can hear me. I've just reset my mic. Okay, so there's a strange behaviour in England between football fans. Sometimes they're known as rowdy hooligans because of the way they behave, and I'm sure this happens in other sports in other countries as well, but in particular in England. Let's imagine, if you can, a scene at a football match between Liverpool and Chelsea, quite infamous. They're often known by their nicknames. I think you all know Liverpool are called the Reds and Chelsea are the Blues. So let's imagine a match between the Reds and the Blues. Fans usually seat themselves at opposite ends of the pitch, probably to initially support their goalkeeper. This is evident by the mass of red shirts that you see at one end of a pitch and a mass of blue shirts you see at the other end. And this is really signifies the support at the different goal ends. You'd be very, very silly or very brave, I think, if you sat amongst the fans of the opposing team. Let's try and imagine these supporters at a football match. I'm going to show you my mat now. My mat is going to represent the football pitch. Now, to do this, I need to bring the screen down. Let's have a look and see if this works. And there we have it. We have my football pitch. And if you can see already, I've prepared the fans. You can see we have... Excuse me, I'm going to stand. You won't see my face, but that's not a bad thing. Right, here we have the blue supporters, Chelsea, and here we have the red supporters for Leicester, Liverpool. Leicester also sometimes known as red, but this is Liverpool and Chelsea. Now imagine this: the bulk of the fans in the two ends. If we take, say, a quarter of them, let's take one of the Liverpool quarter and one of the Chelsea quarters and place them in the middle amongst the other fans, and let's see what happens. Now, as you expect, you may think, hang on, something's going to happen. They are going to really misbehave. And in fact, what happens is that we end up getting some sort of behavior there. And if I show you, you can see they've ousted out the Liverpool fan. Likewise here, there's a ruckus going on here, and they do exactly the same thing, and they oust out the Chelsea fan. Now sometimes more than a quarter, maybe say half of them, so let's take two of these and two of these and swap these over, and if I swap these over, you can see I'm putting two with that. Can you see I'm doing this? Now I'm going to show you very simply a mix like that. Now you saw the mix, and yet amongst the ruckus, the fans sort themselves out, and in fact you end up ousting out all the fans who are not members of that team. And if I quickly show you here, you can see we have the same sort of situation. We have here the same sort of thing here. We end up getting quite a silly sort of shape. We have the reds here and we have the blues here. If I quickly show you again, you can see all the blues have moved here and all the reds have moved here. Now that is really weird, because you think sometimes that shouldn't happen. But if I look at it now, I'm going to show you. I'm going to take 3/4 of the colours. All the fans from this side, 3/4, swap over with 3/4 that side. And if I put them together now, you can see now that not only they all gone back to the original, but they ended up exactly as it were, blues on the left and reds on the right. Let's have a look and see now what happens to the sides lines. We end up getting the same thing. If I take a red and a blue and a red and a blue and a red and a blue and a red and a blue shirt and place them in a line sitting down, can you imagine what's going to happen? Let me show you. You can see they really are mixed. And if I quickly show you, there's a lot of ruckus going on, and we end up getting all the blues still sticking together, and they've ashed out the reds, and they've all gone back to their side. Now, if I look and show you, there's one odd one there that actually is trying to come out, but he actually forces the last blue out, and there's only reds there now. Hang on, let's have a look and see, because I think really we've got to do this once more. On the other side is red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. Now if you look at it, you can see we have these four colors. If I just quickly show you, what we're going to do is give them a ruckus and then place them out, and hopefully, yes, they've gone back to their original sides, and then never mix because they're always arguing and there's a big rowdy complaint. And I think this is the nature of the game. Thank you. Okay, Kevin, thank you for that.
Thanks, Barry.
Second attempt.
Perfect, great stuff. Right, somewhere in our gallery there, we're not going to bring him in because his name's Alan Fisher, and he's just far too lazy to perform tonight. So because of that, he sent us a video. He's here, and he sent us a video. For goodness sake, what's going on? Alan Fisher.
I'm just not as young as I used to be. Oh, I think I need to sit for a while. I need to sit.
Thank you. Thank you, Alan. As Mr. Punch would say, that's the way to do it. Just sit on the chair and let your assistants do all the work for you. Right. And it's just down to me to close the show tonight. So I need an assistant. So let's just have a look at Jill out there. Jill. Yes, well, Jill is our regular assistant, who is always the best assistant we have. So,
Oh,
hi there, Jill. How are you this
hello,
week?
Al.
You feeling
Not too bad.
Yeah, excellent. So you do want to help, don't you? You're not going to
Oh,
tell me.
yes.
Okay, definitely. Okay.
You,
I'm going to go
you were
to.
going to send me something.
Yes, it's already produced and ready to go. Also, I wanted to
Right.
frame it as well. So rather than just
Oh,
send
how
you
lovely.
just to send you a card with a signature on, it's actually framed. So that will go up this week.
Thank you.
I haven't
I
forgotten.
thought you'd forgotten.
No. Right, we're going to move over to table cam. And Jill, we're going to do a few little bits and pieces, but the first thing that we need is we need a celebrity to help you. So I have this little book here, which is rather fun. I'll just go to the overhead camera. It's called Celebrity Fails, and it's got lots of stories about different well-known, celebrities, Kanye West, and the stupid things they've done. Shaquille O'Neal, Eminem, also Hugh Grant, all sorts of mental little silly stories. It's a terrific little book, and you're gonna help me find one celebrity out of this book to work with. Okay, and then we'll put the celebrity aside for the moment. So just to show that the celebrities are random, let's just have a look. Parry, switch your mic on, can you? There are about 120 pages in here. Just give me a page number and we'll see who's at that page.
77.
77. Okay, so 45, 50, 60, 69, 73, 74, 75, 77. Heidi Klum. Just trying to see what her dumb quotes are. Going blonde is like buying yourself a light bulb. Don't get that. Anyway, so that was a random one. Jill, you're going to choose your celebrity now. So give us one of those pages. Obviously not the same page, which we know who's on that one. Give me any page you like, between 1 and 120.
40.
40. Okay, so that's going to be about, 33, 35, 37, 38, 39. I'm just going to be really, oh look, there's Shaquille O'Neal, who we had earlier. And if I just turn the next page over, we got 40, page 40 and 41. So just so you can see the page number. And it's Tom Cruise. So, oh, there we go. That's your celebrity. Go back to the camera. Jill, we're going to use a pack of cards, and we're just going to do something with these. Get rid of the two jokers and give them a little mix. Now, I am not a card person, and I'm not very good at shuffling, but I'll just do my utmost there. Does that appear to be some sort of fair shuffle?
Better than I can do.
Okay. And we're going to work with colours now, Jill. We're going to have we've got two colours. We're going to start off with two colours. And we'll come to those in a second. But firstly, I'm just going to deal cards down. And to make sure that they're even out of sequence to what they were already, you can tell me to deal in 1, 2, or 3. So I can deal a single 1 or 2 or 3. So obviously next that's mixing them up as we go deal them. And when we get to about a third to halfway through the pack, just say stop. Otherwise it gets tedious and goes on for too long. So I'll just start dealing, and then you can say change it to 2 or change it to 3, and then or stop or whenever.
3.
3. So we put all 3 down. So they're mixed up now.
1, 2,
2,
3,
3,
1,
1,
2,
2. Say when you've had enough.
3.
3. Okay.
That's it.
So They are now in a different order to what they were when we started. Because if you put 3 down rather than singles, those 3 are reversed. Yeah, or those 2 are reversed. Now, we've got 2 colors, Jill. We're going to deal the cards into 2 piles, and you're going to tell me, again, in 1, 2s or 3s, or however you want to, which pile to put the card. So I can put 1 card in green, or 3 cards in green and some in red. You just say, we'll just deal, and you tell me how you want them.
3 in green.
So 1, 2, 3 in green.
4 in red.
1, 2, 3, 4 in red.
1 in green.
1 in green.
2 in red.
2 in red.
3 in green.
3 in green. 1, 2, 3.
And 1 in red.
1 in red.
And 2 in red.
Another 2 in red.
And 2 in green.
2 in green.
3 in red.
3 in red. Now we've got 3 cards left. How do you want to distribute those?
1 in green and 2 in red.
1 in green and
2 in red.
2 in red.
That's it.
Okay, and the colours are gone now. And we've got 2 piles. 1 in my left hand and 1 in my right hand. Jill, which one of those should I drop onto the table? The left one or the right one?
Left.
The left one. So we've done a lot of shuffling, a lot of mixing, a lot of procedure here, but we've ended up with a pile, and we'll just take the 2 cards from the top of that pile, and that will create a new card. So the first one will be the number of the card. So it's a 10 and club. So we've now created a 10 of clubs. Okay?
Right.
So that is your card. That was a nice random way of generating a card. Because if it said think of a card, people have perceptions that you might have one that you'd always thought of. I said there was a lot to do with colours here. I've got some coloured envelopes now. In these coloured envelopes when I go to a hotel, when I go on holiday, I try and sneak the key card away. Sometimes they try and charge you for it, and I just suddenly remember I found it again. But if they don't, so there are a whole selection of key cards here from different hotels and motels in different parts of the world. I'll give these a little mix up, but it doesn't matter. You're just going to choose which one of these you like the look of. So we've got a nice bright yellow, glorious red, green, rather dark and mysterious black, an orange, a blue, and a white. Which one would you like?
Orange.
You would like the orange. Okay, so we'll stick that over here with your cards, and we will just go and have a look at all the hotels that I visited and the ones that you didn't want to visit. So let's have a look. Oh, that's rather nice. That was Le Bahim in Paris. Red. Let's just see if I can remember. Oh, that was Barcelona, I think. Yeah, yeah. That was a hotel in Barcelona. Green, lovely colour and a lovely city. Prague. Black. Now, this one I actually never went to. I bought the key card on eBay. It's a rather weird hotel in Berlin called the Dungeon Hotel.
Oh.
And you can rent rooms that are sort of dungeon based, and I didn't want to go there, but I thought it was a fun card to have in there. Blue is London, and that was the Waverley in London. And finally, it may look plain and in white, but it's a really nice hotel in New York called the Park Central Hotel.
Ooh, very posh.
Okay, so you selected what was a celebrity earlier on, which was
Tom
Cruise. How was it, wasn't it? You created a playing card, a 10 of clubs, and you chose a hotel key card. And let's just see where you actually ended up. Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas.
Oh.
Which is rather interesting because I was trying to actually influence you towards Vegas all the time. Because if you have a look at the cards we were playing with, they are from a casino called Jerry's Nugget. And if you have a look on the jokers, which I threw away, they do say they're in Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada. And the other interesting thing is that up there, all the time, right through the show, has been a, let's just take that off carefully and bring it down, a postcard from Las Vegas. And if I go down to the other camera, and on the back of that, there are a couple of items. One is a key card from a hotel in Las Vegas, and two is a playing card. Now, the playing card was you chose with the 10 of clubs. That is the 10 of clubs, featuring a picture of Tom Cruise. And of course, if he stayed in the Caesars Palace in Vegas, he would stay in the presidential suite.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
Terrific. Thank you very much. Thanks very much, Jill. Thanks
Thank you
as
for
always.
another lovely show.
That was great. Thank you. Thank you all our performers tonight. Michael Kelly, S. Patrick, Robina, David Pierce, George Smith and his balls, Kipp Sherry, Richard Nash, Parry, Alan Fisher, and ending up on myself. Thanks all, everybody. Magicians, please stick around. We'll stay in the room. Everybody who's not a magician, we're going to say goodbye to you. We're going to say goodbye to everyone on Facebook.
Bye-bye.
And we will stop the recording as well.